I'm pretty sure I'm coming out as fully gay now. I'm a lesbian. I'm no longer bisexual because it just doesn't make sense to me that I'm attracted to that. Like, no. No. I'm not attracted to bare minimum, zero effort, no money, garbage guzzling, fucking non-romantic, dirty, smelly, sweaty men. It just doesn't fit my plot.
Guys, whenever a woman says to you that she is not attracted to men who are inconsistent, men who are not romantic, men who put in the bare minimum, it's actually the complete opposite, okay? If you look at this woman's relationships, and if you look at women's relationships in general, guys, they are dating men who do not put in effort, who are not romantic, who are not paying on dates. And this is one of the things that you learn as a man, guys, is that women will put up with some pretty terrible behavior, quote unquote terrible behavior, from men that they're actually attracted to. That guy that she's not attracted to, oh, he has to buy 5 to 10 dinner dates before he even gets to kiss her on the cheek. Okay? But if you look at a woman's dating history, guys, it'll tell you a lot about what she's actually saying.
Whoever built my character, there's just no way I was written by a straight woman, or straight man, a straight person, whatever. There's just no. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. For me to be infatuated with a straight man, or even a bi man, like just a man, infatuated by what? Like,
you gotta love how these women will sit on TikTok, right, guys, making videos complaining about men, saying how, you know, oh, how come he puts in no effort for me? How come he does nothing for me? Right? And yet these are the same women that are in relationships with those men, if they can even get a relationship out of him. Right? These are the same women, they'll spend their time on TikTok crying about how men don't give them attention, and they'll go out there and chase specifically the men that don't give them attention, guys. It's all about attention. Whenever women get on TikTok or Instagram, right, and they make those dancing videos, they put on makeup for an hour, get ready, then record the videos and stuff like that. Guys, they're doing it for attention, right? It's not for them, and oh, I'm doing it for myself, and I'm having girls' nights for myself, guys. We read Reddit stories all the time on this channel, gentlemen, where, the boyfriend's sitting there and he's going, well, she went out on a girls' night and then she didn't call me back till 5 a.m., right? Or she didn't get back to me until the next day. Guys, when they go out for girls' nights, when they, are jumping on TikTok and all that, it's for attention from dudes. That's all that it is, because it's all about attention, guys.
What do you guys find attractive about men? I can't name one thing. I really can't. I think my whole life I was taught to find a rich man, marry rich, and I was just always taught to get validation by men. And I would use them to validate myself because it was so fucking easy. It's always so fucking easy. And then
I love how she says, right? Oh, we were taught to get validation from men. We were taught to marry rich, right? We were taught to try and get in a dude's pockets, guys. Notice how when women say this kind of crap, it's never their own behavior, right? It's never going, oh yeah, it's me. I'm marrying rich because I want some money. No, it's always, oh, society pressures me into taking money from men, right? Society pressures me to do that. Society doesn't pressure you to do anything. This is 2021. You are a strong, independent woman, guys. Watching videos like this, gentlemen, like you'll hear women say, they'll go out here, they'll make crazy decisions with their life, right? They'll go out, they'll have bedroom fun with 50 different dudes, right? They'll have a baby father, they'll have like 3 kids from 2 different baby fathers, okay? And then they want to blame it back on society, right? And they want to blame it back on men for their own terrible decisions, guys. And, just rewind to earlier. Sometimes, right, it isn't always about attention all the time. Sometimes it's about money too, right? Or how about, how a guy looks and all that kind of stuff. All this sort of stuff comes into play. But you know what doesn't come into play, guys? Whether or not she actually loves the dude, right? Whether or not she actually cares for him and stuff like that. You see, women do not love the same way that men do, guys. They truly do not. It's about what can you give, right? What can you give? Otherwise, these dudes out here, if it wasn't about what could you give, okay, guys, why is there such a huge discrepancy between guys who are, 6 foot and 6 figures and guys who are 5 foot and 5 figures, right? Is everybody not equal? Is everybody not equally as lovable? No. The women are out here, guys, and they're chasing the top percentage of men.
When they're not giving it to me, the chase is like such a fucking fun high until it's not, and then it's self-destructive, and then I question myself over that? Over a straight man? What? I don't know, I just woke up this morning and realized I'm in fact very fucking gay. Super fucking gay. Like,
and I hope and that's the end of the video right there, guys. I hope this video doesn't get taken down because of the amount of swearing that went on there, guys. But these are the same girls, right, who have poor attitudes. They cuss a hell of a lot, right? And then they're like, why won't a man just commit to me? It's like any sane man has no interest in committing to you. And I don't say that to be, mean or awful, guys. It's just straight up, like, guys who have self-respect don't put up with this kind of behavior. And we're actually going to see a few more clips of this woman in just a moment, guys. But what is going on, gentlemen? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video, gentlemen. And on today's show, guys, we are going through this woman's TikTok. So don't go off sending her any mean messages or anything like that, guys. We're just going to be reviewing what she has posted online for us all to see. But guys, if you are new here, you're liking the videos, make sure that you subscribe on your way in. And as always, guys, if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check out the locals and Patreon links in the description. But guys, we're going to be jumping into today's second video here. And in case you haven't noticed, gentlemen, this woman, doesn't have the most typical of careers. So let's jump in and see what she does for a living.
okay, I just want to do a little quick fit check because these pants, Target does it again. So I think I quit dancing, like, officially, and I'm not sure, I've said this many times, and I've gotten a job, and then I lost a week, and then I'm like, just kidding. But, like, the thought of going back into the club, I literally, I can't fathom it.
Okay, so what we have here, guys, is we have a dancer. Okay, that is her profession, and, self-admittedly, she goes out there and she tries to get jobs every now and then, and within a week, she's booted out. Right, these are issues, guys, that, look, I'm just going to be straight up honest here. This is what happens when you push men out of society and when you push masculine role models out of people's lives, guys. One of the saddest things to ever see, and again, I don't mean to be demeaning when I say this to anyone who's in this situation, but one of the saddest things for me to see, guys, is kids who grow up without fathers. I think that is one of the most awful situations to put a kid in. And you know what, guys? That is something that's pushed in today's society, right? You're a strong, independent woman if you leave your husband or your partner and stuff like that because maybe he gave you attitude one day, and as a queen, you don't put up with that, right? So you got all these women out here, guys, basically, and the government pushing men out of society, and this is the product right here. Okay, you got a woman who, as a result of that, is in a profession that is not too good, shall we say, right? But she can't even hold down a job. She can't hold down a relationship. Okay, and it's like, what exactly do we do here, guys? It's not as if this person is either in the happiest of states themselves, guys. This is what happens when you grow up without any sort of boundaries, without any sort of direction and stuff like that. It really is kind of sad, right? Because look at this, right? She can't hold down a relationship. She can't keep a man around. Okay, she can't keep a job for more than a week, guys. Which, keeping a job for more than a week, like, you have to, I don't know what the hell you have to do, right, to get kicked out that quickly on a consistent basis. But continuing on with the video.
I can't even imagine myself actually putting on heels again and going in there. And it wasn't like that before. Like, any other time that I've, like, claimed that I quit, it was just kind of like an impulse, like, I had a bad night and I was like, I'm done, blah. But, like, it's been 2 weeks now since I've gone to work, and I've just been solely surviving off of selling jewelry and, like, random things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I've been surviving, but I have.
Guys, like, look at the lack of planning, right? Look at the lack of general direction. It's like, we're going to crack into a few more videos here, but she says that, she doesn't like the inconsistency, not having a schedule, that kind of stuff. Girls like this, man, they crave inconsistency. It's not as if they just, inconsistency just falls into their lap. No, it is inbuilt, guys. They chase after inconsistency. They want the dude, that doesn't give them dates whenever they ask, or they don't know what the dude is going to be doing. She'll get called over to his house at 2 a.m. and she'll go there because who knows? That might be the last time that she hears from him in like a month. Right? You see what I'm saying, guys? Where don't let these people fool you. Where a lot of girls will try and paint it as though, misfortune just happens to them repeatedly and they have nothing to do with it, guys. people who go throughout their lives and they have a ton of quote unquote misfortune happen to them repeatedly again and again, chances are they're actually attracted to that misfortune, right? They're attracted to that chaos. They're attracted to making issues in their own life. And you as a man, it's important, guys, that like if you get involved with people like this, it's going to end up very badly for you. Okay, because you're going to be sitting there going, oh, well, I can fix this problem for her. I can fix that. I can fix this. And there will just be a never-ending list of problems. Okay, and you know, you being on the receiving end of that is not going to be particularly good for you.
And now I don't know. Okay, I just want to do a little.
And now I don't know. Right, and notice how we start the video off there. This is just repeating, right? Starting off with the fit check. Like, maybe I'm getting too old, guys. Fit check. Okay, we're going to be jumping into the next video here. And you'll notice a theme here, guys, which every video that I pull up basically here, what are we, you know, 3 for 3 here, where the woman has different hair in every video. Absolutely huge red flag, guys. People who cannot maintain a consistent identity, it's a huge red flag, right? It's just, I mean, like, what do we got? We got bleached. Okay, but let's jump into this one and see what she has to say.
I don't understand why cashiers give strippers attitude for paying in ones. Like, I'm not paying you in quarters and dimes and pennies. I'm paying you in crispy, clean ones that I laid out flat, faced up for you and took my time to be able to pay you properly. And you're gonna give me attitude? Okay.
Guys, can you imagine, right? Just imagine for a moment. I'm sorry to put you guys through this, okay? Just imagine a situation where this is your girlfriend right here, and you come home after a long day's work, and you just hear this voice, right? You just, guys, like, oh my, it's hurting my ears to even record this damn video, man. I'm not even kidding.
I'm sorry that you get paid, like, maybe $12 an hour to stand at a cash register all day and be miserable in your little cubicle, and I get to go shake ass for money.
I mean, hey, at least those people in the cubicle can probably hold down their job for more than a week at a time, right? This woman literally in the previous clip that we showed just there, guys, on her public TikTok, right, said that she can't hold down a job for a week, and she's sitting here making fun of minimum wage people, right? At least they can hold down a job, guys. And you know what? Like, a lot of those jobs, right? Cashiers, you know, jobs that you see in society, like your quote-unquote average jobs, you know, those are the people that hold society up, right? I don't understand, like, women seem to think it's okay to go, oh, you know, it's so lame, he's a truck driver. It's like, okay, those 50 deliveries that you order for the week because you can't control yourself and you don't like yourself, they're just not going to get delivered to your house, I guess. Right? It seems to be like this common thing, gentlemen, where apparently we can just bash on people in society, you know, because they earn less money. Right? It's like, you know, at least that person is doing something constructive, right? And at least they can hold down their job and have some level of consistency. If you were to do an audit of this woman's life, guys, I would guarantee you there is like no form of consistency there. Like, really nothing. Like,
that's not
and just to illustrate my point, guys, there's not even consistency in the hair between videos. And I don't say that to be mean or rude, guys, but literally, like, I'm just going to flick through them right now. Look, different hair right here, different hair right here. This is the next video. And yeah, okay, so she's kept a couple. I think this is a wig, but what do we got? We got 3 different hairstyles in what, 5 videos? Okay, that's absolutely insane.
My problem. That's your prerogative, honey. So don't take it out on me. Anyway, look at all these dumb, cute hair accessories I just got. Hello, Kristen S, bitch. What are you doing? This is so cute. I want to buy everything of hers. Like, even her shampoos, like the packaging, impeccable, impeccable. I wonder, does anybody know if her bleach is good? I need to assess this. Anyway, look at this pretty wet brush. I got these for my baby hairs. Ooh, look at these. Hello, about to be so bougie in the strip club. Hello. Oh, and
that's a phrase that, like, I wish I never heard that. Right, my ears have been cursed after hearing that sentence right there.
These hair masks, so I can get my hair to impeccable, wonderful health before I bleach it again, so we cannot be whatever this is, even though everybody's like, oh, it's ombre, it's fine, it's in. It's not in. It's not in. So next time you see me, hopefully I'll be platinum and cute. Anyway, bye. Hope you have a good day. Better day than my cashier.
And like, just a couple points on this, guys. So she's talking about hair health in this video. Chronologically speaking, the next videos are her bald and she shaved it off, right? So apparently, like their hair, there wasn't even any consistency with that, I guess. But guys, like, just notice the end of this video, right? As I skip through this part right here, the very end. When did it become like fashionable and funny to yell, right? Like, I'm gonna play that end bit again, gentlemen. I don't know, man. Like, these modern women seem to think that it's funny and it's quirky when you yell. Like, take a look at this.
And cute. Anyway, bye. Hope you have a good day. Better day than my cashier.
Like, in what way is that funny or, you know, humorous or pleasant to I don't understand, guys. Maybe I'm getting old, but that's just something else. So let's take a look at this next video right here, and this is her before she quitted dancing. So let's see what she has to say here.
No idea what I'm doing. Don't know. I like want to get a regular job, maybe to have some, you know, stability, a routine again. And then at the same time, that sounds absolutely terrible. Like, why would I do that to myself?
Yeah, why would you give yourself stability and routine, guys? What a terrible thing to do to yourself. As if that isn't literally one of the best things and most healthy things that you could do for yourself, right? Having a routine of sleeping, doing your tasks. And like, I don't understand, gentlemen, like this idea that like in order to be healthy, you have to be inconsistent. It's literally the opposite. Right, your body hates shocks, guys. Like, it's important to have, you know, a circadian rhythm. You know, getting enough sleep. It helps to get things done if you do it sequentially, right? If you do something every day, make it become a habit. Like, what am I even listening to, man? What even is this?
So I'm like, do I start making corn again? I don't know. Like, making jewelry right now is really not going to cut it. I am getting a car, like, in the next week, and I'm gonna have car payments and insurance to pay again. Oh my god, this license plate, stop it right now. Hold on. All sevens, baby. Anyway, don't TikTok and drive like I'm doing, and that was my confirmation that everything's gonna be great.
Aren't you guys just like totally guys, society in 2021, I don't know what is happening, gentlemen. Like, truth be told, looking at videos like this woman is driving right here, making a TikTok, right? And she couldn't even stay on track and got distracted halfway through, looking at a number plate, taking it as a quote-unquote good sign, right? I don't even understand what the hell is happening here. But again, guys, like, this woman is considering making certain types of content online rather than getting a normal job because she's currently, actually, I don't know if she's driving. She's probably not here, but you know, like, she's considering selling rather than selling jewelry, making her own business or getting work or something like that. She's considering selling certain kind of content of herself online, right? It's like, where's the consistency? Where's the effort put into yourself, guys? And when women hit age 40 and 50 and they've done this in their entire life, guys, it really isn't pretty. Hell, even late 20s, gentlemen, like, these girls really struggle because they're out on the town every weekend. You know, they're drinking, they're doing horrible things to their bodies. And again, they get to the very end, and what do, guys? They blame men. Oh, I can't find a boyfriend, I can't find a husband, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to turn this around, and rather than take any accountability for my own decisions, I'm going to be blaming men. Now, this is the last video I wanted to show you guys. Again, just an absolute ball of craziness right here. So let's see what she has to say.
Just a quick view of what it looks like to be the black sheep of your family. It's giving spoil my niece, cool auntie vibes. It's giving crystal collecting, tarot reading, witchy, bitchy sister vibes. It's giving my stepdad has no idea I've been dancing for 2 years vibes. My stepdad also has no idea anytime I've had a boyfriend or that I like girls vibes. It's giving I don't give a shit vibes. It's giving I lie about my entire life to my family vibes. It's giving I don't give a shit vibes.
Yeah, and like, how's that working out, right? And who's going to be the one who is instructed to pay for all of this later, right? These are the girls, like I said, gentlemen, who hit 30 and 40, and they try and settle down with a good guy, right? They try and settle down with someone who has actually been working on themselves, making a real career for themselves, building some level of consistency, actually having a routine, which is going to be a dude, right? And she's going to come along and she's going to go into her life, but she's still going to be attracted to the bad boys, right? Like the first video, guys, she's still going to be attracted to the dudes who don't give her attention, who don't give her the things that she wants. And this is something that women do very commonly, guys, where what they do is they date one guy, they have long-term relationships with one guy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's attracted to him. Whenever you hear girls say stuff like, oh, your husband material or your boyfriend material, but I'm not interested in you right now. Like, oh, you're husband material, but I'm just not looking for that right now. That can be very confusing to hear as a guy. And what that essentially means, gentlemen, is she wants the security from you later. She's not attracted to you now, right? She doesn't, she's not interested in you now. She just wants that security for later in life. Okay, and this is a huge difference between men and women, guys, is women will do this double strategy, right? Where they'll go out, they'll have that long-term relationship with that one guy, but at the same time, they'll be sneaking off in the back. Now, not all women will do this, gentlemen, but it is a very common strategy where women will often put dudes into two separate camps, guys. And again, this stuff can be spotted from a mile away. Like, the degree of severity can be spotted from a mile away, okay? Let's just count the red flags here. There's quite a few here, gentlemen. We got the neck tattoo. We got tattoos all over the arms. We got very questionable glasses. We got a bucket hat. We got what is in all likelihood a wig right here. You guys can't see it down the bottom, but there's many dancing shoes, shall we say. We got the outfit from whatever year this is, right? She's wearing flares, it seems like. We've got fake, guys, there are so many red flags in this. We got the leopard print handbag, if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can, oh, it's on the door. You guys can't see that right there. Right, there are just so many red flags that dudes will walk into head first. And gentlemen, please avoid people like this, like the plague. But let's continue on. I actually have a bit of a Reddit story here pulled up that I wanted to show you guys to kind of end off today's video with, along with an image. But I wanted to show you guys the situation where we're currently at right now. This is from our favorite subreddit, gentlemen, that is just full of content for the show. But I want to show you guys this post, which is titled, "What Made You Finally Decenter Men from Your Life?" And it is a discussion, apparently. Or what made you really want to decenter men from your life? Reading on. For me, I realized I was desiring male validation and protection so much that it was actually destroying me. The fights, the insecurities, all the support I was giving, the invalidations, etc., was taking up so much of my energy and also weakening me. And then I had experiences of solo traveling, connecting with people who understood me, basically translation, hooking up with random dudes, respected me, and I realized I have way more fun and things are much easier not having someone to hold me back. Right? Yeah, I can go out there, I can have fun, I can see all the bad boys, and there's nobody holding me back, guys. You see, because that's why, like a lot of girls, they feel like they're quote-unquote settling when they get into a relationship, right? Because they're used to having fun with the bad boys with 6 foot, 6 figures, that when they get into an actual relationship, gentlemen, they feel like they're being held back, or I've got so much more potential in life, so that they want to go traveling. Traveling solo, guys, is also a very large red flag in women, guys. And the reason why a lot of them do that is so that they can have experiences outside of their local area, free from the social punishment that they would otherwise have. But let's continue. For like 10 plus years, I thought I had all sorts of mental health issues. I likely did, and still do, I'd like to add. And now having mental health issues for me is rare. What's funny is I always thought male validation was love, until I felt real love. And the protection I thought my boyfriends were providing, they were actually causing my insecurity and instability. I had to treat decentering men like treating an addiction. I'm sure there's much more to go, but feeling the relief lets me know that I'm on the right track. Guys, let's talk about this for a few moments, okay? Women will say stuff like this, like, oh, he made me feel so insecure. I was giving all of the support, but he was giving nothing except making me feel bad about my physical appearance, right? Girls will give you sentences like that quite a lot, gentlemen. A lot of girls will come to you with sob stories. But the thing you've got to understand, gentlemen, is that these women are out here picking those men, right? They are picking the dudes who deliberately who do all these things. Right? It is their own decision, but notice the sheer lack of accountability, guys. And that's how we end up with videos like I played at the beginning of today's show, right? Where they say, I don't want to deal with men anymore. How about we take some accountability for the men that you're actually choosing? Right? Again, just reading through this, okay? So she's fighting with the dude all the time. The dude is making her feel insecure. She was giving all of the support, and I'd probably like to add on to that he was giving none to her, in all likelihood. He was making her feel invalidated. He was taking up so much of her energy. And see, women, they go out here, guys, and they select men that do this, and then they want to say that all men do this. Right? But they're only looking at the top percentage of men who aren't interested in committing to them, guys. That's where they get it wrong, right? But let's have a read of some of these comments and see what some of these other women have to say. Finally realizing that my romantic relationships have been an ongoing primary destabilizer throughout my life. So much chaos and trauma and disappointment. I'm happier, healthier, and more centered the more I decenter men from my priorities and attention. Same here, you phrase it perfectly. Again, guys, let's look at this, okay? So much chaos and trauma and disappointment. You know, the funny thing about that, guys, is most men don't put those things into their life. Right? Most men would be happy to take you on dates, show you how much they care, be very consistent with you, not cause chaos. Most men, guys, are not interested in chaos, believe it or not. We covered on yesterday's show, guys, where a man would just be, he said that he'd just be happy, living out in the middle of nowhere with a bit of land or his own, camper van or something like that, guys. Like, it's really not hard to please men, right? It is the girls that bring the chaos and the disappointment, all this kind of crap. And when she says disappointment, guys, she's choosing a man who is not consistent with her, right? And who will cancel plans on her and all that kind of crap. Realizing that it is men who are causing all the drama, heartache, stress, and BS in my life. Once I decided to not put up with or waste time on BS from men, I started making huge strides towards accomplishing my dreams. My stress went down, my health improved drastically, and my bank account started a huge uphill trend. It's been over 2 years, and this is the healthiest, fittest, happiest, most financially stable I've ever been. The longer I ignore men in my personal life, the better it gets. And gentlemen, I cannot wait. Girls will say this kind of crap, and then they end up 40, and they're like, "Oh man, I can't have kids anymore," right? And then they go into a huge downward spiral. But again, all this stuff, the drama, the heartache, the stress, the BS, that all comes from the men that they're selecting, guys. Women are the ones who select their partners. Right, if you're a dude and you go out to a club, chances are not many women there, if any, are going to want to get with you right off the bat. You reverse the roles, guys, and it's a far different story, guys. Women go out here, they're choosing the top percentage of men, and then they cry when they get drama, heartache, stress, and BS. Total lack of accountability. But guys, I wanted to show you this last image before we wrap up today's show here, and just, what exactly I'm talking about here. Now, this image is from Twitter, I believe, just the most intellectual platform to exist on the internet. But taking a look at this image right here, guys, we have here from a woman who is unnamed, and this has 61 retweets, 1337 quote tweets, and 261 likes on it. So fairly popular, but hasn't really, gone viral or anything like that. But she says here, list of men not to date. Under 7 inches, men under 6'2", men with kids, men without beards, broke men, also ones without their own place and car, men with braids, photographers, rappers, men who claim to be alphas, men who watch anime, and gamers. And guys, you see, the thing is, women will use anything to disqualify you. And they'll go, okay, well, I'm only going to date men who are, above 6'2" here, making a lot of money. They have beards, right? All this kind of stuff, whatever ridiculous standard that they want to have, guys. And then at the end, they turn around and cry when they can't find the men that they want, or the guy is treating her terribly, guys. It's all their own, their own decisions, and the lack of accountability is astounding. But gentlemen, we are going to be leaving today's show there. So as always, guys, make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments to some of the BS that we have seen on today's show. Subscribe if you're new, if you like the videos, guys, and feel free to leave your thoughts. But guys, we're going to be calling it there. So as always, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.